Hello everyone, Ozymitsu here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to continue talking about the types of Pokemon fans. 4 years ago, I made a video talking about some stereotypes that have been confirmed within the fandom. I really enjoyed making that video, and seeing as it only received 1 dislike, the majority of the people who watched it, I'm guessing, also enjoyed that video. And to that one person who disliked that video, I just have one message for you. If you're curious because you haven't watched the first video, I've left a link in the description so you can watch it after you're done here. I was gonna insert a self-deprecating joke here, but that is so 2015. Let's get started. Number 1. The Journalist. This is the type of Pokemon fan who will rush a game for the purpose of making content, finding glitches, or updating the masses on anything they found. They pride themselves in being the first to update us all, but they aren't always known for their credibility. No shade to the Journalist at all, I commend them on their grind. Number 2. The Artiste. These are the type of Pokemon fans who would happily sit there and draw their favourite Pokemon or create something of their own. I'd say they're very underappreciated in the community, especially in the sense that they have to deal with people stealing their work or never getting credit when a bigger account reposts their art. The artist, in my opinion, is the backbone of this community. They have such creativity that is quite simply unmatched. If there's any message I want to convey in this video, it's pay your artists what they truly deserve and don't repost their art without their permission. Please credit them, and no, exposure is not a form of payment. Number 3. The Coach. The Coach is the type of fan who doesn't really care for battling too much, but they enjoy creating teams. They often come up with very unique sets that soon after become popularized and become the bread and butter of VGC. The Coach, along with the Artist, are some of the greatest minds in the Pokemon community. One thing I'd say about them though is stop sweating so much. Take a shower once in a while, okay? It won't kill you. Period. Okay, on to the next one. Gather around everyone, gather around. This is the first one where I'm actually going to throw some shade, so if you haven't already, grab your popcorn. We're going to talk about the New Age Gen 1ers. I'm sure the fandom has created a term for this, but I'm not really aware of what it's called, so let me know in the comment section if you do know. I know how some people always itch to educate stupid YouTubers, so now is your time. I'm giving you permission. The New Age Gen 1er are Gen 1ers, but they don't believe in any game after generations 4 or 5 are any good. They refuse to accept any of its successors hold any quality. Think of them as the flat earthers of the Pokemon community. They would go as far as pretending that generations 6 to 8 don't even exist. I wouldn't mind this type of Pokemon fan, particularly because I do agree that generations 4 and 5 are amongst the best, but they ignore the great qualities of generations 6 and 7 in particular, and I can't help but feel they have become exactly what they hated in Gen 1ers. One thing I despise about this subcategory is that they use the argument of recency bias when you claim to like the newer games. Yes, often people do have their rose-tinted glasses on when it comes to newer events rather than historic ones, but this just doesn't sit right with me. The bare bones of recency bias, according to some psychological studies, and I'm paraphrasing here, is that humans usually recall the most recent events more vividly. For example, say you created a shopping list. You're less likely to remember the items you wrote down in the middle, or potentially the ones that you wrote down first, as opposed to the most recent items on your list. But this argument holds no weight when it comes to Pokemon games. Whilst yes, you may remember more details of a recent game, that doesn't take away from the fact that an individual enjoyed said recent game. No one is claiming just because you enjoy newer Pokemon games that the older ones aren't as good. Things aren't always black and white. I think we all need to understand that there are nuances to human behaviour, and we can't just put labels on something assuming one size fits all. And yes, you can accuse me of confirmation bias here because I looked up a study to strengthen my point. However, I want to assure you all I did was look up recency bias studies rather than specifically looking for a study to debunk recency bias. In fact, nothing I've said actually debunks recency bias, but more so outlines how we as humans process information. What I'm trying to get at here is no one's right. I'm biased, you're biased, the person who likes Sword and Shield has bias, but it doesn't take away from the fact that people enjoy these new Pokemon games, and they're here to stay. So get over it. In light news, let's move on to the next type of Pokemon fan. The Historian. The Historian loves the lore of the Pokemon universe. They do dabble in coming up with theories, but they fangirl whenever a game confirms the existence of another region or confirms something that was hinted at and widely assumed. I think all of us do this to a certain degree, however the historian goes that extra step. I have a friend who, if they are watching this, I know you have created a literal timeline of events and explained how everything comes together. I can't really add too much more to the historian other than the fact that they are some of my favourite types of Pokemon fans. They are the backbone of this community. Everyone needs to have a friend who's classified as the historian. I am not elaborating any further. The next type of Pokemon fan is the encyclopedia. Don't you think, if we didn't know what encyclopedia meant, that would be a really pretty girl's name? You know, like, yeah, I have a kid, her name's Encyclopedia. Like, wow. I think that's pretty nice, right? Anyway, the encyclopedia is kind of like the historian, except it's not just limited to lore. They know everything to do with Pokemon. You ask them the average BST of fairy-type Pokemon, they'll know. You'll ask them the height of Ladian, they'll know. You'll ask them what the likelihood of getting frozen by ice beams after 10 turns, they'll do the calculations and tell you. I stand corrected. This is my favourite type of Pokemon fan. Unless they adopt some sort of superiority complex and make you feel stupid for not knowing something. I do know some people like that, by the way. Anyway, I'm just some regular guy who likes RPGs. Don't ask me what a Pokemon is based off or any hidden meaning you found in Vanillville Town. I just like it because it looks pretty. And there you have it. There are some more types of Pokemon fans, and there are plenty more, and maybe I'll make a part 3 in 4 years time again. Just really quickly, I want to say I made this video to celebrate all types of fans around the world. No matter how different we are, where we come from, which languages we speak, we all love Pokemon as a common interest, and I think that's beautiful. I know I may make fun of things others do, but honestly, I never mean anything by it. I'm just happy a franchise we all love is still making new games, and we're seeing a new generation of Pokemon fans discover the world of Pokemon, and I'm just so excited to see what else we have in store for us. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a big thumbs up because that really does help me out, and please subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video from me. And with all of that being said, I'll see you guys whenever I upload next.